November 30th, 2022. That is a day the world changed forever. Previously, AI, or artificial intelligence, had been only in the realm of science fiction, but on that day, ChatGPT was released to the world. The world collectively proceeded to absolutely and utterly lose its mind while millions of people signed up for the service within 5 days. I still remember what I was doing that night. I was listening to the Linus Tech Tips WAN show, and that literally took over the entire show. And there's always a dedicated segment and or questions that are being dedicated to that on their show every single week, which is absolutely insane in the membrane. Just because it's just, it's illustrative of what's happening in the world now. Because ever since that day, it's literally been AI this, AI that. If they're not trying to shovel food and drink down your throat, they are trying to shove AI down your throat and into your life and everything else. So that's really how the world is working right now. Well, ChatGPT is a chatbot, and that chatbot, as well as any other, chatbot that's out there, typically run in far-flung data centers. But did you know you can actually run a ChatGPT-like model locally on a Linux system? Well, you can, and today I'm going to show you how. This is B from Tay Talk Tech, and today I'm going to show you how to run a ChatGPT-like chatbot locally on your Linux system. So stick around. I have a favor to ask. If you like this type of video and want to see more content like it, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications. Also, don't forget to give this video a like if you like it. Let me know what you liked, didn't like, or if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or emotional outbursts down in the comments below. Lastly, stick around all the way to the end to get the most out of this video. Let's do this thing. All right, so I wanted to go ahead and start off by talking about large language models, or LLMs, and Ollama, which is the application that we're going to be using. So ChatGPT is a chatbot, and the GPT in that stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. There have and let me kind of break something down here, just to make sure that we're all on the same page here, and then I'm giving you just a little bit of a very very high level understanding of what all this is. So ChatGPT is a chatbot that's built on top of a large language model. Now, a large language model, in its most basic sense, is a text predictor. So, if you want to think, when you're thinking about language model, think of that text completion feature that's in most modern day cell phones, guessing what the next word is going to be. That is a language model. Now, keep in mind, ChatGPT and other models are much more complex, but at the very very basic level, they are all the same. Now, that's the LLM, or large language model. That GPT is which is the model that's underneath the actual chatbot, Chat GPT. And Chat GPT was like their model. What, they've had a few different models. They've had GPT-1, GPT-2, GPT-3, GPT-3.5, and GPT-3.4. Those are the models that were developed by the company called OpenAI. So that's how this all fits together. They developed their Chat GPT, their GPT-3 model, and then that's what the original Chat GPT bot was built on. And then they eventually upgraded that to 4. So that's where we're at as far as, kind of just a very, very high level about LLMs. Now, the chatbot feature works just like you think it would by entering your prompt into the chatbot, and the chatbot will give you a response back. Though ChatGPT is the most known, and GPT is the most one that's, and it's different iterations from OpenAI are the most commonly known models out there, but there are other LLMs out there, such as Palm from Google, and Anthropic's Claude 2, Meta's Llama 2, and Mistral's Mistral 7B model. Now, today for this demonstration, we're going to be talking about Ollama. And I'm going to make sure that I include the link to their GitHub page down in the notes below. So there's a few things that I want to go ahead and go over in regards to Ollama itself. Now, when you're using Ollama, there are a ton of other models and different sizes of those models that you can use. So I highly encourage you to go to the GitHub page, and there's even like the homepage for Ollama, which is ollama.ai, to get even more information. But let's go ahead and look at their GitHub page. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of just go over some stuff here. So here's the main GitHub page. We scroll down here. This is where it's going to start talking about libraries, which are the different models you can run. Now, like I said, we're going to be concentrating on this one right here, which is Llama 2. Now, you can see here, there's the Mistral 7B model. You've got the Dolphin Phi, you've got Phi 2, Neural Chat, Starling, Code Llama. Then there's a Llama 2 Uncensored, Llama 2 13B, Llama 2 70B, Okra Mini, Vicuna, and Lava, or however you say that. But one of the things that you notice is that Llama 2 is on there 4 times. So each of these models is a little bit different. Now, Llama 2 is it's the 7B parameters, which is this very, very first one right here. This is the smallest version. Now that just means it's going to be slightly less complex, going to have fewer parameters that it's based on and things like that compared to these two, which is the Llama 2, 13B, and 70B. These are just much more powerful models. So those are going to be able to give you, much, faster results, and much clearer results and things like that. But we're doing Llama 2 because it's the much more accessible one, the 7B version. Now, you also notice the Llama 2 Uncensored. I'm going to leave that to there for you to go find out what that is on the Ollama.ai site on your own. So, okay, so let's go ahead and actually talk about Ollama itself. So, if you look down here, it tells you, if you're running 7B models, it recommends 8 gigabytes of RAM, 16 for 13B, and 32 for 33B models. Now, I've only run the 7B models on my system, so I will only be running that today. So your mileage may vary, but I'm going to go based on my experience. So based on my experience with 7B models, CPU counts way more, way more than RAM does. So just keep that in mind. Is that you're going to want to, the more powerful your CPU is, the quicker you're going to be able to churn through these queries and things like that. So that would be my recommendation. Now, let's see here. So the demonstration that I'm going to be running is going to be on a virtual machine that's got 8 CPU cores, and it's going to have 16 gigabytes of RAM, so we should have plenty of space on that system. So let me go ahead and get over to my virtual system here. All right, this is just a Peppermint OS VM. All right, so one of the things you're going to want to make sure to do is do sudo apt install curl. You want to make sure that it's already on your system. I don't know if it's on this one. It's been a while since I messed with this virtual machine. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure it's installed here. If you're using a Fedora or any Red Hat based one, it would be just sudo dnf install curl. It's usually installed on most systems, but for whatever reason, basic Ubuntu does not, vanilla Ubuntu does not, not vanilla Ubuntu, vanilla Debian does not have it installed. So I just wanted to go ahead and show that to you. Now, the commands are going to be pretty simple here. Let's clear this out. Now, the next one is going to be, just getting it here. All right, it's going to be, you can see it up here at the top, curl https colon / ollama.ai / install.sh. I always forget what these things are called. This thing, and then sh. So basically what it's doing here is it's actually pulling the script directly from the it's pulling it directly from the website, and then it's executing that script. That's what's happening in that single command, and it has actually already done that. This part is a pretty quick process. Very, very simple, very, very straightforward, easy, and all that good stuff. So now, when it comes to running the model is actually very, very easy from here. We're just going to do Ollama run, and then we're going to go ahead and do 2. And it's going to pull the manifest. Now, this part will take a little bit of time. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, you can see here, it's going to be about 2 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. Once this has completed, I will come back. All right, so we are back, and that has finished up. We can see that everything has been loaded here, and we've now got a prompt down here. So we are ready to go. So let's go ahead and type in our prompt. We're just going to say, who was the first president of the United States? Hoping this is going to be a pretty easy one for it. Depending on how much power you got, will determine how quickly this thing responds. And I'm going to go ahead and just shut off my webcam here real quick. And we can see that right there, that we do have it gave us the response. The first president of the United States was George Washington. He was inaugurated as the country's first president on April 30th, 1789, and served 2 terms in office until March 4th, 1797. So pretty cool stuff. Now, if you want to go ahead and exit out of the chatbot, you'll just go ahead and do a / and you're going to do bye, and there you go. You are done. It is so cool. It is so cool that we can run this directly on our Linux system. Now, one of the things you'll also want to keep in mind, this is also available on Macs. I'm not putting this on my Mac just because I prefer to do it all through Linux. Everything seems to be just a bit easier doing it through Linux, so that's the route that I'm taking this way. And just again, it's another reason that Linux is so freaking cool, because you can run this thing on a Linux system. Just like you were, just like you're at ChatGPT right there at your fingertips. Pretty awesome stuff. Now, check out this other video that's on the screen now if you haven't checked it out already. Now, remember, mistakes make you better, so keep on making them. Thank you so much for watching my video, and have the greatest of days.